Hey everybody. Um, I'm back here in the rack pool, and as you can see, I'm on the ceiling. Um, Reason being, I was standing in my room. My connection went idle while I was doing something else. I came back to it, and while I stayed connected to the game, it moved me up to the ceiling. But all you got to do is just move around a little bit, and it'll pop you right back down on the floor. Today, I want to show you, I'm in the VIP room so that it's private, um, some of the other sticks that I got because I went ahead and made it past to level 12 and beyond, and I got some new sticks. So let's show you what that is. We'll do the jump cues first. There's three. I went ahead and picked up one of all the sticks because I have determined that different sticks could be helpful for different situations. So first we'll try the flea out here. And since I'm in practice, I'm going to be able to move this cue ball around. I'm not going to worry too much about what I hit, except for what's on the table in front of me in my real world. Okay, here we go. So, move this over so that I don't plow it. Okay, jump. Just like a normal jump. Boop. There's a little hop. This is the flea. It's the smaller jump cue. I guess of the three, there's 1, 2, and 3. This is number 1. Just a little hop. Whether it would make it over a ball, let's see. I guess if I put more power into it, it might jump higher. Yeah, so high that it went off the table. Let's go to the next one. This is the crazy frog. This is the middle stick. Need that a little closer to the rail so that. Okay, this game is more comfortable to play while seated. There we go. Higher hop, as you saw. And it's going to come down to just control. Like, can I hit this? It's probably the 16. What am I looking at? 15. Yeah, of course. 15. It's not 16 balls, fam. All right, so can I hit that? You don't really want to use your get up close and personal with it. You just want to keep over the table without using your left trigger. And I hit my table. Let's try that again. Still going for the 15. Nope. But I haven't practiced much with it. So I don't expect my jumps to be anything super fantastic. And it's just going to take practice to learn how to use it. Okay, so that's that one. And lastly, the crazy frog. It's the last. Let's see, we had the cute flea, the crazy frog. Yeah, scared rabbit is the third one. And it goes much further. And of course, the power that you put into it makes a difference too. I'm not hitting very hard. I'm not really having to use my muscles like I expected I'd need to. It hops up higher. See if I can hit that dark solid down there. It's either the 2 or the 6 or the 8. No, but that comes because, I'm not good at jumps yet. So expect it. You can certainly pop it the table length. Okay, and if you're going to use English with it, expect English results. So let's try hopping with it right English. Still getting used to how to do that. There. So extra play in the ball because it's actually spinning. Okay, next, Masse sticks. Something else that I am not yet proficient with, but it refers to the curve on the ball. And again, there's 3 variations. There's just the first variation, it's called the curve, then we have the fat curve, and then we have the red banana. Okay. So let's pick the curve. See if I can do this here. See the curve? It's very much different than trying to do this with the this the other cues, not even just the house cue, but just any of the other cues. Okay, here we have the fat curve. Now I hit a rail, so it's going to give us a bit of a issue there. Let's see if I can't try to go straight on the table here. There we go. You saw a curl there. And it's going to affect the English on the ball as well. And let's look at the third one. The red banana. It's got a red handle. Quite a bit more effect. So that's what these are. And even if you were to hit straight, because it has this curve, even if you were to use it like with lots of English, watch how the balls react if I hit them. I mean, it's at this rate, it's just unpredictable for me because I haven't tried using it this way, but the spin is just crazy high. Oh, going for outside English here on the right. Just get a lot of ball action and it puts crazy spin in there. And I doubt that is the way anybody expected someone to use the Masse cue as a regular cue and not hitting center. If you were to, yeah, it's just it's strange. But if you were to use it as a regular cue using exact center English, as I understand it, it's supposed to be just like any other cue with accuracy. So let's see. Yep, just like any other cue. Although, if you use any English, you're probably going to get a dramatic effect on it. I don't know about top and bottom. Let's see. Bottom English, yeah. Either I wasn't straight centered, but yeah. That is those. I also ended up getting the other break cues. They all work well. You could probably just go with one of those. And I ended up getting all the other variations just so I wouldn't have to repair so much. I had the coins because I actually did buy, the flat out just coins pack and also the pack. I just had a lot of coins that I could burn, so I did. I went ahead and got the other cues. I kind of like the sniper. It's the middle variation, and then there's the dominators. So what these will give you is I know a little bit more about them now thanks to some responses that I got. The English, the more curve, the more spin you get, which refers to using left and right English kind of thing, the more reaction you're going to get from the ball. Deflection is how he referred to it in the comments. So I'm sure that's the correct terminology. So we had nice English coming off the rail there. English is always a little, you got to think about it when you're learning English. If I were to want to go, say, straight up that pocket, I mean, obviously that would normally be just a straight on shot, but if you don't want to, if you're worried you might scratch or something, you might want to put a little English on it. So you want the ball to curl in towards the pocket and not away from the pocket. That way, if it jibbles, it's going to jibble the way you want to, hopefully. So let's see if I can make this. Oh, well, my lineup was right, but you can see how the English worked because the cue ball came back and did a drastic curve back towards this rail because of the way the ball spin was. Yeah, I can't seem to hit a straight shot right now, which is unfortunate. And I don't have a ball right on the rail that's a good example because I'm right-handed. Okay, let's do this. Right English, and hopefully that ball will spin the correct direction towards the pocket. Yeah, I put too much cut on it and drove it into the rail, so of course it's going to go the way. All right, I want that ball to spin towards the pocket. When I get it towards the pocket, you want the ball spinning in the direction that it will cause it to go into the pocket. So if I hit on the left, the cue ball is going to be spinning clockwise. Then when it hits the object ball will start spinning this way with a clockwise, counterclockwise, because reaction versus action. And then if it hits the rail, it's going to affect it more. It's another case where you probably don't really want a lot of English on it. But see how it's curling back in towards that side of the table, towards the pocket. That's what you're going for when you're using English, especially if the ball is on the rail, like that. Maybe use the 10 down there. I want it to spin towards the pocket, not away from it. So think about it for a second. Clockwise, if it's going this way, and it's going to make the ball go that way. So I want to hit counterclockwise to drive it that way. So if my logic stands to reason, top English and on the right, ball and the rail at the same time with any luck. Wow, I'm just not hitting straight, but the English worked, which is what helped that go down the rail. So anyway, I'm no pro. There are much better players than me. This is, okay, don't need you. A button, not the down button. There we go. Let's step out of here. Head to the store and just real quick, a few things. Okay, so these are the brake cues. The spin is low, which means if you put English on it, it's not going to be as reactive English-wise as one of these others. Top and bottom spin will have a play in that, but the power is the big thing on the brake cues, which you can kind of control. So I mean, whichever of the brake cues that you want to pick up, I would say you'd probably be fine with. The beginner cues. Okay, so spin. Spin will be slightly more reactive than the house cue. Spin is the same here on the sniper, but your accuracy level is higher. Again, I haven't quite figured out what the difference is. I've played with both of these and have been successful with both of them. But I will say that just out of feel, I do prefer the sniper series, either blue, red, or green. I mean, they're all the same statistically. I like the sniper series more so than this, but it's also because it has a natural wood tip. You know, front half of the cue. Suppose in the shaft is dark, whereas in this, the top half of the cue is dark, and where you hold it, the base, shaft is natural wood. Basically what you see on your screen when you're actually shooting it. And I find, even though you would think that the dark color on a white ball would be better for me with my vision, I actually do better with the naked wood color. So here we have high spin, and high accuracy. So that's the difference between the spin and the accuracy. And perhaps as I get better shooting, I'll be better able to play with a higher spin on the ball, which means it's more reactive to my English, um, because I'll be more precise with my hits because I'm practicing. Um, jump cues, uh, jumping power obviously is what the factor is there, and I would say it's worth picking up all three of these for whatever distance of shot you're making. Masse, so this is affecting with the curve, and you saw the differences in the curve on that. And spin is also a factor, which is why we saw that crazy reaction when I used it as a kind of like a cue stick with English. So it may be worth, if you think you're going to try using the Mass AQ straight on instead of up and down, um, maybe it might be worth trying using a Mass AQ with a different element to it. Since I'm not super familiar with the finesses of, I know how to masse, the traditional way that I always knew that masses were done. I don't even know if shooting it like a regular stroke is even part of the technique that you learn with masse. I don't know enough about it to speak too much about it, but I'm hoping to learn. And lastly, about the media player, I mentioned before that I could reach through, hit my screen, and it fixed it. And I can say that that is fixed. It did not work again on the following day. So found out that it's a known issue, but it's nothing that the developers here can fix. It is an issue with YouTube and the style of player that this is, because it can be shared. It's different than their normal YouTube screens that you see on your desktop, that you see, in Black Hole Pool, even almost any other YouTube player. But that player that we're used to seeing, where you can sign in and have your account and all that kind of stuff, you can't share it with somebody else in your room. And this is the only room that you can share it in. But apparently it resets in the middle of the night, almost around midnight my time, which is California time, and obviously very early morning for East Coast. And for Europe, I mean, you guys have it more during the day. But at some point, this will disappear. You won't be able to use search, and we speculate, meaning I and other players, uh, that it's due to how it resets itself. So hopefully YouTube can come up with a solution for that, and it can get implemented, and we can have access to our players all the time. Otherwise, if I want to hear music, I have to come on, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here, and I came in around 2:30 a.m., I guess, and I had access to it. But I did not earlier today when I played in the afternoon. It just, you might have it, you might not. It, it's a fix waiting to happen, but I don't know when it will happen. But it's not too bad, because if you're playing multiplayer anyway, you can have conversation with other folks, so that's nice. You don't really miss the player at that. I always have to turn the volume way down when I am playing with others anyway, so that I can hear them. So um, I don't miss the music that much unless I'm playing just by myself. No tournament yet. The other thing, if you want to practice with your sticks, but you don't want to degrade them and you're just wanting to practice, let's show it with the cue. You can see I'm 95 of a, I'll move up here, 95 of 100 for tip condition. We're going to use that cue. lean down. Some breaks are just more realistic. The crazy break that you can get with the other with the highest end, the crusher, is I mean, balls are going everywhere, and I don't know that I've ever seen a break like that in my life. Um, okay, so we're still at 95 of 100. Um, if I were to go into the VIP room and use this, even though I'm on practice, it it would still deduct a point. I would be at 94 in one of the other anywhere else but here using those sticks. Even if I'm using let's go with this, I'm at 480 of 500. Gotta find the cue ball. Yeah, there's the dot. Okay. So now I should have used 2 shots up, so I should be at 478 if I was on any other table, and I am at 485 still. So it did not change. So this is where you can practice with your cues that can degrade without degrading your cues. So you can test out your Masse sticks, your jump sticks, and practice all that. If you don't want to, if you're being cautious with your coins, um, and you don't want to use them up just on practice, and you don't want to play with the house cue, because you'd like to practice with the sticks that you'd like to play with on the table, then certainly you're gonna want to try to find a way to reduce how many uses you use so that you don't have to repair as often. Again, we're at 95. And here we should be at 94 now. And we are. So that's the tips and tricks there. You don't have to use the club cue to practice. Both areas, any area that's not the stakes area, the hustler arena, um, is private. So if you wanted, you turn on your music in here and you come out and still hear your music through your headphones at this table, which is really nice. So you don't have to forego if your music player is working. You don't have to forego listening to your music just to practice, and you can still have that entertainment going on and not degrade your pool sticks while you practice. And I suppose that's it. Um, so a lot of people actually in the multiplayer room have been noticing that people have different avatars and they want to know how to make that work. I'm going to leave it on this screen now just so it shows. They're thinking that it's not working, and I think it's because they're not waiting out this loading screen. Um, so I'm letting you see how long it typically takes, what it looks like when it happens. That way you know that it is working. You can see the lines going across there, and there you go. So the trick there is patience and just waiting it out. If it stays longer than what you just saw, then it might be hung up. But if you're not waiting it out for at least that long, then chances are you're just walking away. And if you walk away from the screen too, that can also reset it. So you kind of just have to, you know, just stand and wait, give it 10, 15 seconds and see if you start getting that loading screen. And, it shouldn't stay on that white screen even that long, maybe 5 seconds. So that's that. You can get some, you can not look like you're just in a white turtleneck and slacks if you want a different look. That's how that all plays out. And just wanted to let you know what else I had found out and correct some things that I had said previously that weren't entirely on par, especially about the music player. Um, and that I also played tonight with just the club cue because I want to practice hitting the ball in the center and practicing my core skills of accuracy, and then move on to the other sticks as I need them or as I feel like I can benefit from better English or what have you. But I'm trying to force myself to just focus on hitting the center of the ball and hitting my object ball where I intend to. And to me, that makes the most sense to increase my skill level. And just tonight, I remembered, something that I had forgotten, and that was about using English and getting a ball up the rail. So who knows? Maybe I'll head back into Black Hole Pool one of these days and beat the high ranking AI legit 2 out of 3 games, and because I'll have remembered how to use my English properly, which had eluded me before. But I've been just in love with the rack here and playing so much that I think I've practiced enough. So maybe I can beat them. That's it. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Stop recording.